What's going on, guys, and welcome to the Diamond Standard YouTube channel at the Collector. We are headed into day number 9 of the Diamond Journey, Game 1. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps the channel out greatly. Game number 1 is going to be against a Warrior deck. Both sides coming out fairly strong, doing what we can in order to take lead of creatures. Since I went second, usually it takes a while to make a comeback. I get a Necroceptor, but he still has quite the lead on me, so it's going to take some pretty good finagling. It appears I am not going to be able to get ahead of him. I don't draw anything that really helps. And in fact, he has enough damage to end it, and he does. So that is good game, headed into game number 2 with 0 wins and 1 loss. Game number 2 is going to be against a Warrior deck again. Couple of trinkets, but no border for this guy. Decent looking hand. Since I'm going first, I just want to get as wide as possible and try to get a lead on him. I decide trying to keep the board as clear as possible and keep moving is the decision. Again, trying to knock down as many creatures of his as possible. Taking a while for him to make his decision. Eventually, he shows that he's going to get a front line out there with some protected. I knock it down and lose my Fickle Cambion in the process. Tavern Brawler to knock down my zombie, and he is getting pretty wide at this point. I think Ragnarok is a solid move. Try to clear his board. Then he gets the fella that's got Tempt Fate. I play Arch of Minmos. At this point, I would feel like I'm in pretty good shape. And he decides he's going to run it down. I go for the double spell, trying to clear him and heal as much as possible. He gives me the card draw. He gets me down to 1, and I do not draw the Corpse Explosion. So I would not have been able to have ended it. I do everything I can to clear his side of the board. Nether Swarm Lord. But will he be holding enough that he can do 6 damage? Still no Corpse Explosion, and he could heal himself. I make it all the way up to 4. I pull the Corpse Explosion a turn too late, and he kills me. Headed into game number 3 with 0 wins and 2 losses. Game number 3 is going to be against a death deck. I have pretty much a premium opening hand against a death deck. Nubians, always an interesting play. Necroceptor out as quick as possible. Then he pops out a Necroceptor on me, and I'm not sure exactly what I am going to be playing against, so I decide to Obelisk and try to get wider than him. A little bit of a hodgepodge of a deck, but what can you do? Gotta play what's available. I go for as much board clear as I can before I start spawning up on him. He also decides clearing my board is the best bet, and I continue to try to spawn as much as possible and be ahead of him. Board control will be critical in leading this match. He takes a little bit of damage himself. I end up clearing his entire board and getting a Fickle out there. Very wide at this point. He would have a tough time. And he surrenders. Victory. Heading into game 4 with 1 win and 2 losses. This match will be against a war deck. Decent opening hand. Nothing really great, but okay. He is opening up very slow, so I hope that's going to give me the ability to stand a chance. And then he starts going wild all at once. Put a little bit of control on him, but a 5/5 opening up is pretty strong. He is buffing something up in his hand to go all the way. I decide to try to get Nether Swarm Lord out there and get as wide as or get as thick as possible. And he ends up surrendering. Lucky surprise, so getting into game 5 with 2 wins and 2 losses. Going to be playing Deception in this match. Not sure exactly what Deception deck I'm going to be seeing yet, so I am cautious. Deception has a knack for stealing and taking advantage of things that Death would play. Doing a good job putting my big damage to sleep, trying to prevent me to get enough damage to be able to do a corpse explosion. He's looking in my hand, trying to prevent my corpse explosion from being around. I pull a scepter. Very good pull for me. Rapture Dance to clear my board, always a pain in the butt. But another decaying rhino, so I have a big thick boy out there. Stone Skin and Counterfeit steals my weapon, something I knew I would have to be concerned with. Trying to control his creatures as much as possible. He returns. Getting some damage down, waiting to hopefully see that Ragnarok. I'm putting as much damage on him as possible. Therial the Fallen. This is where he is definitely going to stand a chance of turning it around. I put down 2 more damage and destroy his healing, thinking maybe, just maybe, I'll stand a chance. And he just gets rid of cards in my hand. I deal just a little bit more damage, having him down to 3. And he heals back up to 10, and I have basically no cards in my hand. And sometimes that is the value of having very strong cards. Day late and $1 short, I pull Corpse Explosion. And at this point, I pretty much know he's going to run it down on me. And so I click GG and concede. Headed into game number 6 with 2 wins and 3 losses. Going to be a match against another death deck. Petulant Imp. Petulant Firestarter. At this point, I'm just trying to get some creatures out there because I have plenty of control in my hand. I knock down both of his creatures. He kills mine and we both have a Voracious Fiend. I kill his, get the draw and damage him. Decaying Rhino. I go for continuing to damage him and getting the Nightleaf Trapper because I know that destroying his relic if he's running the same deck as me will be critical to winning. I also know at this point that I should be able to drop the Ragnarok and gain control of the board if I also Curse of Greed his Obelisk. So we will see if I can turn it around. While he is wider than me, I am positioned to regain the board. He draws a card, he kills my zombie. I am able to wipe out the Decaying Rhino, Petulant Firestarter, Blight Bomb, everything in his power to clear my board. He's got more cards in hand. He passes it back over, Decaying Rhino. I just need to start putting damage down. The Warden, Nether Swarm Lord. He has a pretty strong combo going on here. I think about it for a second. I don't really know what to do. I keep trying to clear his board. And again, the commander. At this point, I know I'm not going to be able to put down enough damage to end it, and I just play my hand out. I hand it over, and it GG. He kills me. Headed into game number 7 with 2 wins and 4 losses. Going to be playing against a nature deck. This is a decent opening hand against a nature deck. Nice little poke. Takes me a moment and I decide to Wicked Fae. This gave me the opportunity to just get one more creature out there and keep knocking down his little minions. I pip and keep his board clear, thinking that's going to be my best bet. In this moment, it has been pretty successful. Little bit of a mistake, I think, wasting that 2-1. Ray of Disintegration comes in, and I am able to pull his clear his Guild Enforcer and this take to face quite a bit of damage by the Ruin of Fire. Just keeping his board clear as best as possible. And I realize I have enough damage in my hand, I am able to end it. GG, headed into game number 8 with 3 wins and 4 losses. Going to be facing a nature deck. Hammer Feet. Hammer Feet is going to get a decent start because I didn't really have a great open. It appears he will be running an Amazon deck. Amazons can be very strong, especially against zombies whenever he's got the Bladefly sword. I tried to put armor out so he won't be able to poke me down. Hidden regeneration. He's getting wide. I anticipate he plans on pumping things up, so I go for trying to kill what I can. He's swinging for the fences on me. I'm not sure what to do and ended up going with Decaying Rhino. And he ends up going with as wide as he can, trying to take me out. At this point, I am at 8 and not even sure I have a solution that will make it, so I stand a chance. And in fact, I do what I can, but it is likely not enough. He is going to get the 3 damage from the store, but he doesn't even need it. The pump is in his hand. This man knew he was going to do it. Headed into game 9 with 5 losses and 3 wins. I have a very decent opening hand with Necroceptor in my paws. His boar clears my petulant fire starter, and I kill it with my wicked Fae. The Marshwalker is getting wide, so I try to get a Decaying Rhino. And can I be big enough? No, he lightning strikes, and at this point, I pretty much have no confidence in myself being able to bring it back when I have to. Ray of Disintegration on a Nightleaf Stalker. And in fact, I was right. He is going to run it down on me super hard. Headed into game 10, I forgot to film, but I won. So I will be going overall 4 and 6. God's earned was 9.769. Thank you for watching. And again, please like, sub, and comment.